Have you ever been in a conversation and suddenly realized you couldn't recall the name of a friend you've known for years? Perhaps you've had that unsettling feeling at a family gathering where you draw a blank on your niece's husband's name, even though you've met him multiple times. It's a moment that can leave anyone feeling vulnerable, but it can strike especially hard when you're over 65 and already dealing with the perception that memory issues are just part of aging. The truth is, forgetting names doesn't have to become a permanent fixture in your life. In fact, that lapse in recall can be a gentle nudge telling you your brain might need more regular exercise, much like a muscle that starts to weaken when it's not used. Many older adults experience concern over these occasional memory slips because they worry about losing independence, feeling less confident in social situations, or being seen as losing it. There's also a deeper emotional side. Names are more than labels. They represent personal connections and cherished relationships. Losing track of a name can feel like losing a fragment of those relationships. But here's the encouraging news. Research and anecdotal experiences from countless seniors show that memory can improve with consistent mental workouts and lifestyle adjustments. It's not about turning back the clock. It's about nourishing your brain so that it functions at its best day after day, year after year. Addressing name recall issues now can open doors to maintaining stronger bonds with friends and loved ones, staying more engaged in group activities, and enjoying a sense of confidence that comes from knowing you can rely on your mental sharpness. A proactive approach helps protect your sense of security in daily life. Knowing you can remember the people around you makes every interaction richer and less stressful. Consider this a journey of self-care. Just as you might walk daily to support heart health, you can also adopt exercises and habits to help fortify your memory. Over the course of our conversation, we're going to explore 5 key areas of mental fitness. We'll bust some misconceptions that often hold seniors back, and we'll discuss practical, proven ways to give your brain the consistent workout it needs. Along the way, you'll hear about folks just like you, people in their late 60s, 70s, or 80s, who've discovered that small changes lead to big improvements. If you're someone who believes you're too old for any real difference, I invite you to keep an open mind. There's a world of evidence, both scientific and anecdotal, indicating that our brains maintain a remarkable capacity for growth and adaptation, no matter our age. I've spent years working with older adults as a preventive care specialist, focusing on how lifestyle adjustments can provide a sense of security and protect quality of life. It's not about making medical diagnoses or offering guarantees. Rather, it's about sharing approaches rooted in reputable research and real-world success stories. Before implementing anything new, it's always wise to check in with your healthcare provider, especially if you have other conditions or concerns. Now, if you find yourself nodding along, maybe thinking about the frustration of forgetting someone's name or the embarrassment of asking the same person to repeat themselves, take heart. You're in the right place. Together, we'll walk through strategies that can make a meaningful difference. By the end, you'll see how embracing a series of manageable daily habits can offer a vital layer of protection for your cognitive health. You'll feel more confident in your ability to recall names, remember appointments, and truly enjoy life's many social connections without the nagging fear of, what was that person's name again? As we go, I'd love to hear about the moments that resonate with you. Maybe you have a quick trick that helps jog your memory or a question about whether a certain brain game is worth your time. Whatever it is, your insights can help us learn together. So let's dive in, starting with a look at a common misconception about memory decline and why so many people believe it's inevitable after 65. Most people think that once you reach retirement age, your memory's best days are behind you. It's an assumption that can discourage many seniors from even trying to improve their recall skills. The idea goes something like, I'm getting older, so of course I'll forget things. This belief often prevents people from taking even the first step toward a more active mind. Yet just as physical exercise can maintain or improve mobility in your 70s or 80s, mental exercises can sharpen your memory well into later life. Take Irene, a 72-year-old retired librarian who found herself struggling to recall names during her weekly book club. It became so frequent that she joked about it to avoid embarrassment. But underneath the humor, she was worried. After all, People who dedicate their lives to books are assumed to have great memories. Irene's misconception was that memory decline was a one-way street, determined solely by age. When she realized she could reverse some of her forgetfulness through targeted activities, her perspective changed. One of the first steps Irene took was engaging in mental drills tailored to name recall. She started by creating what she called memory hooks. For each new person she met, she'd quickly associate their name with something meaningful, like Carol, who loves carrots, or Frank by the fountain. These small mental tricks gave her an anchor for each name. It felt a bit silly at first, but it worked. After a few weeks of practice, Irene noticed a shift. She wasn't stumbling over names as often, and her confidence in social settings returned. That shift didn't happen magically. It was the result of consistent practice and a willingness to push past the assumption that memory lapses are hopeless. Research supports the idea that the brain retains a surprising capacity for growth. Through a concept called neuroplasticity, our brains can form new neural connections and pathways when challenged with new learning tasks. This is particularly true for activities like name memorization, which taps into short-term, working, and long-term memory. The more you practice connecting names to unique visuals or associations, the stronger those memory pathways become. If you want to try something similar, start small. The next time you're introduced to someone, repeat their name immediately. "Great to meet you, Deborah." And then quietly form an image in your mind, such as Deborah with a daisy in her hair, if she happens to be wearing a floral print. It may feel awkward at first, but awkwardness often signals that you're stepping out of autopilot, and that's exactly where growth happens. Additionally, keep a simple notepad or use a phone app to jot down names and one key detail about the person. Reviewing these notes each evening can cement the information in your long-term memory. The benefits of this approach go beyond just remembering names at a social gathering. Emotionally, it's empowering. There's a boost of self-assurance knowing you can learn new skills and hold on to important details, even if you've written yourself off as being too forgetful. This confidence spills over into other parts of life, making you more open to new experiences. Physically, your stress response may also improve. Fewer embarrassing moments can mean less anxiety, and less anxiety can have a positive effect on blood pressure and overall well-being. If this resonates with you, think about the last time you met someone new. Could you have tried a memory hook technique to remember their name? Feel free to share your thoughts with others who might also be exploring ways to strengthen their recall. Moving forward, let's challenge another misconception: the belief that you have to make drastic changes to see real improvements in memory function. A lot of people believe they need big, drastic lifestyle overhauls, like learning a new language or taking college-level classes, to get any kind of boost in memory. While those activities are definitely beneficial, they're not the only routes to significant improvement. In fact, small, everyday strategies can yield big results if done consistently. That's where many seniors find the greatest sense of security. They learn that subtle, sustainable habits can protect their memory without requiring a complete lifestyle shakeup. Consider Harold, who is 78 and always thought of himself as not much of a reader. He assumed that building a sharper memory meant he'd have to spend hours reading thick textbooks or mastering complicated puzzles. Feeling overwhelmed, he avoided working on his recall skills for years. When his forgetfulness escalated from names to regularly missing appointments, Harold realized something had to give. He started small by simply reading short articles about topics he loved, like classic cars. After each piece, he'd summarize what he read out loud or in a notebook, focusing on recalling names of car models or specific historical dates. It surprised Harold how quickly this simple habit began to make a difference. Summarizing what he read forced him to be attentive. It was a manageable, bite-sized way to stretch his brain without feeling daunted. Eventually, he branched out into short puzzle games on his tablet, and within a month, he felt less scatterbrained. The real payoff came one afternoon when he realized he could recall a neighbor's name with ease, someone he had only met a few times before. That moment of recognition was more than just remembering a name. It was proof he was on the right track. There's a principle at work here that applies to more than just reading. Research suggests that repetitive, focused mental activities, even those that take just 10 or 15 minutes a day, can create new neural pathways and strengthen existing ones. Examples include learning a new card game, practicing simple math without a calculator, or even taking a different route on your daily walk and actively noting landmarks along the way. The key is focused attention and repetition, both of which reinforce memory networks in the brain. One practical step you could try is a method called spaced repetition. Write down a small list of items or names you're trying to remember, then review that list at increasing intervals. First daily, then every other day, then weekly. This approach systematically challenges the brain at just the right times, nudging information from short-term to long-term memory storage. It's a powerful technique that has helped many older adults build confidence in their ability to learn and recall. Emotionally, implementing small changes can reduce the sense of overwhelm that can come with tackling memory issues. Instead of feeling like you have to become a scholar overnight, you see that 5 or 10 focused minutes a day can lead to genuine progress. This approach also brings a sense of protection because it places memory care into the realm of daily habit. No need for expensive programs or drastic life changes. Each day, you're investing in your mental well-being, and that consistency offers a powerful sense of security. If you're still uncertain, think about one simple change you could implement this week. Maybe it's reading a short article each morning, or practicing a quick puzzle before bed. Jot down how you feel before you start, and then again after a week of sticking to it. These small wins add up faster than you might think. In a moment, we'll shift gears to another common misconception: the idea that physical exercise only benefits your body, not your mind. It's easy to think that muscle workouts and cardiovascular activities are for your body, while reading and puzzles are for your brain. The reality is far more interconnected. Movement is a powerful ally for your cognitive function, and integrating light to moderate exercise into your routine can significantly enhance your ability to remember names and other key details. This connection is often overlooked, yet it's one of the most impactful things you can do for overall well-being. Patricia, age 80, learned this lesson firsthand. For years, she focused exclusively on crossword puzzles and brain games to keep her mind active, but she rarely moved beyond her morning stretch. When she started noticing more frequent memory lapses, she assumed she needed to find a tougher puzzle or a more challenging game. However, her daughter, who works as a fitness instructor, encouraged Patricia to join a gentle, senior-focused aerobics class twice a week. Patricia was skeptical. Could exercise really help her brain? But she was willing to give it a try. Within 2 months, Patricia started noticing subtle yet encouraging changes. She found that after these aerobic sessions, she could recall not just names, but also details from conversations more easily. Her instructor mentioned that improved blood flow, increased oxygen to the brain, and the release of endorphins all contribute to better cognitive function. Researchers have repeatedly found that even moderate movement, such as walking briskly for 20 minutes, can support the parts of the brain responsible for memory. The scientific reason behind this is that physical activity boosts circulation and helps deliver vital nutrients throughout the body, including the brain. When your brain receives an optimal supply of oxygen and nutrients, neurons communicate more effectively. This means that the circuits responsible for storing and retrieving memories can function more smoothly. Additionally, exercise can help reduce stress and anxiety, which are known to interfere with the formation of new memories. To incorporate movement without straining your joints or feeling like you're training for a marathon, start with what feels comfortable. If you can manage a 10-minute walk around your neighborhood every day, begin there. Gradually increase the duration or pace as you feel more confident. Chair exercises, water aerobics, or gentle stretching classes for seniors can be wonderful options as well. For those with limited mobility, even simple seated leg raises and arm exercises can be beneficial. The key is consistency. Besides enhancing memory, the emotional benefits of exercise shouldn't be overlooked. Engaging in physical activity often leads to improved mood, reduced feelings of loneliness, if you exercise in a group, and a sense of accomplishment. All of these feelings serve as a protective layer against the frustration and self-doubt that can accompany forgetfulness. If you've been focusing solely on puzzles and word games, consider giving movement a try. It may surprise you how a bit of physical exercise can wake up your mental clarity. You can share your experiences with a friend or neighbor who might be looking for a walking partner or an exercise buddy. This kind of shared commitment not only improves physical health, but also creates a support system, making it more likely you'll stay consistent. After hearing this, you might be eager to incorporate physical activity into your daily routine, but still wonder if more direct brain training strategies can add an extra layer of protection. The next misconception we'll address is the belief that brain training is only for people who already have significant memory issues. Many seniors assume they don't need structured brain training exercises unless they're facing severe cognitive decline or early dementia. But proactive training before major issues arise can serve as a powerful safeguard. Waiting until symptoms worsen can mean missing out on the prime window to reinforce neural pathways and preserve the ability to recall names and details. Albert, who is 69, spent decades as an accountant. He figured that because his professional life required so much mental calculation, his brain had gotten all the exercise it needed. After retiring, he noticed that without daily work-related tasks, his mental sharpness felt a bit duller. He wasn't mixing up major details, but little lapses here and there, like forgetting the names of neighbors he saw regularly, started to worry him. Albert decided to enroll in a community center class focused on cognitive resilience for older adults. Initially, he felt out of place. He wondered if the class was designed for people with much greater memory challenges. But as he continued, he realized how valuable it was to train before significant decline set in. The curriculum included a range of activities, pattern recognition games, short creative writing exercises, and memory drills for names and faces. Albert found that practicing these systematically improved his recall speed. Within 6 weeks, he reported feeling more confident in social interactions. What's more, the instructor pointed out that these exercises help build a cognitive reserve, which can be thought of as an extra mental buffer. Having a robust cognitive reserve means that even if age-related changes occur in the brain, a person has more neural resources to draw upon before noticeable memory issues appear. You don't necessarily need to join a formal class to benefit from structured brain training. There are plenty of resources, books, online programs, community workshops that can help you adopt a routine of mental drills. The key is to find a method that feels engaging and varied. The brain thrives on novelty, so if you get bored with one type of exercise, switch it up. Try learning a new craft, engage in light coding tutorials online, or simply challenge yourself to memorize a short poem each week. This proactive approach offers more than just improved name recall. Emotionally, it instills a sense of security in your everyday life. There's comfort in knowing you're not waiting passively for problems to arise. You're taking action to keep your memory strong and your mind engaged. People who adopt early brain training strategies often find they're more adaptable to changes in routine and are better able to handle stress, both factors that can indirectly impact cognitive function. If you're someone who thinks, "I'll worry about brain training if I start losing my memory," consider flipping that mindset. Think of it like an insurance policy for your mind. The earlier you begin, the more protected you'll feel in the long run. If you're curious about the specific kinds of exercises available, ask around in your community or do a quick online search. There's a wealth of senior-friendly tools to explore. Before we explore our final misconception, take a moment to reflect. Are there any small, proactive steps you could take right now to protect your future memory? Jot them down or share them with someone who can help keep you accountable. Now let's address one more common misconception, which is that social connections matter less for memory than mental exercises do. It's easy to assume that memory fitness revolves exclusively around solitary activities like crosswords, Sudoku, or reading. While these can be great tools, the role of social interaction is often underestimated. In reality, relationships and community engagement offer an incredible platform for practicing recall. Remembering someone's name, what they shared about their life, and continuing conversations all strengthen memory pathways in a way that solitary exercises sometimes can't replicate. Gloria, 76, used to be extremely social, but after her husband passed away, she found herself withdrawing, spending more time alone, and avoiding social gatherings. Over time, she noticed her recall declining. She wasn't exercising the part of her brain responsible for social memory, names, personal details, and the context of conversations. Concerned, Gloria's son encouraged her to join a local seniors community choir. Reluctant at first, she agreed. To her surprise, the choir became a place where she not only rediscovered music, but also practiced name recall. She had to remember who stood in which section, the names of new friends she met each week, and sometimes short bits of choreography or group instructions. Within a few months, Gloria was beaming with excitement about her new social circle. She recognized that every rehearsal gave her memory workouts in a social context. She found herself feeling more confident in everyday life too, like when she went to the grocery store and recognized a fellow choir member. That moment of spontaneous name recall was gratifying, and it underscored the value of staying socially active. Social interaction provides a natural incentive to remember. When you know you'll be meeting someone again or catching up on a previous conversation, you focus on those details more intently. This focus signals to the brain that the information is important and worth retaining. Being part of a group also helps reduce stress and loneliness, which can negatively impact cognitive function. In short, nurturing relationships is not just good for your heart, it's also good for your mind. If you're hesitant about social activities, consider something low pressure that aligns with your interests. It could be a walking group, a gardening club, a small book circle, or even an online forum where people gather via video calls if leaving home is challenging. The key is consistency. Regular social engagements where you can practice recalling names, faces, and shared stories. This doesn't mean you have to become an extrovert if you're naturally introverted. A smaller circle of meaningful connections can be equally beneficial. The critical point is to stay engaged with others on a regular basis. Emotionally, social interaction can create a sense of belonging that stands as a safeguard against isolation and the anxiety that often accompanies memory lapses. When you surround yourself with understanding friends, occasional forgetfulness becomes less intimidating. You'll have a supportive environment that encourages your growth and celebrates your victories, no matter how small. At this point, we've covered several angles, challenging the idea that memory decline is inevitable, seeing how small changes can have big impacts, recognizing the power of physical activity, exploring proactive brain training, and finally understanding the crucial role of social engagement. By blending these elements into your daily life, you create a comprehensive foundation that protects your cognitive well-being. Let's take a moment to gather these insights, see how they fit together, and then discuss how you can put them into action, starting right now. When you step back and look at everything we've explored, a clear picture emerges. There are multiple paths to safeguarding and improving your memory, even in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. Don't let the occasional slip of a name convince you that decline is inevitable or unstoppable. You have the power to take practical steps, both large and small, to support your cognitive function and keep your social life vibrant. Each of the approaches we discussed carries its own unique benefits. Adopting name association tricks or memory hooks can help immediately in those everyday social situations, and seeing quick wins can motivate you to continue. Making small but consistent lifestyle changes, like reading articles and summarizing them, keeps your brain engaged without adding too much to your daily plate. Incorporating physical exercise has a ripple effect on your mental well-being, thanks to improved circulation and reduced stress. Structured brain training or classes boost your resilience by building a cognitive reserve that may protect you down the road. And finally, nurturing social connections offers an often overlooked but potent means of practicing recall in real-life conversations, which can breathe new meaning into your relationships. There's an urgency to these changes that doesn't stem from fear, but rather from the simple fact that the sooner you start, the more benefits you'll accrue over time. Think of it like saving for retirement. The earlier you begin, the larger the nest egg becomes. The difference here is that you're investing in the security and protection of your mental clarity. And there's no better time than now, because consistent effort, even if it begins modestly, can generate meaningful improvements that you'll notice when chatting with neighbors, reconnecting with old friends, or simply trying to remember the name of a grandchild's new pet. Try to envision these small habits weaving into your life. Maybe you'll decide to take a walk around the block after lunch each day, repeating the names of family members as you go. Or perhaps you'll start a phone chain with a few friends, sharing something new you learned that day. An excellent way to reinforce memory in a friendly, low-stress environment. You might even make a plan to join a local group, like Gloria did with her choir, and experience firsthand the encouragement that comes from a circle of peers. No matter where you begin, the important thing is to do something. You might find yourself wanting to dip your toe in or take a deep dive. Either approach is valid. For those who want a small step, pick one quick mental exercise or one short walk a day. If you're feeling more ambitious, sign up for a weekly class or commit to daily 15-minute sessions of dedicated brain training. The key is making it a habit you can sustain. Over time, these little actions add up, creating a protective layer around your memory that can serve you for years to come. If you feel inspired, you can share your plan with a friend or family member so they can help keep you accountable. You could even post about your progress on a community board or in a social media group dedicated to senior wellness. By doing so, you not only strengthen your own resolve, but also become a source of inspiration for others who might be struggling with the same concerns. So let this be your call to action. Pick a strategy, any strategy, and start it today. If you're unsure which to choose, try focusing on a name association technique for people you encounter, or commit to a simple daily memory game online. If you want to go bigger, incorporate a 30-minute walk or sign up for an exercise class that meets your mobility needs. Then notice how you feel in a week, a month, or 3 months. Track your progress, celebrate the little victories, and don't be too hard on yourself when you slip. Improvement isn't a straight line. It's a gradual climb toward better brain health. Above all, remember that you are not helpless in the face of name forgetting or any other memory hurdle. Your efforts can and will make a difference. You've accumulated a lifetime of wisdom, resilience, and adaptability, and your brain is far more capable than many give it credit for. By being proactive, curious, and open to new experiences, you protect the extraordinary asset that is your mind. It's your life, your memory, and your choice to keep it thriving. One day, one small habit at a time.